to UTT's lunchtime seminar, hosted by the Entrepreneurial Committee, and we have one here, Amina, and Andrea at the back. She just stepped out. So, why entrepreneurship? Why is this big talk about entrepreneurship? Now, we here at UTT, our mission is to spur entrepreneurs, to spur companies that is internationally competitive, and to commercialize research. But why? Why UTT is doing this? Why UTT promoting entrepreneurship? Well, entrepreneurship is important because, one, it fuels economic growth. Economic growth in the sense of it contributes to national income. It increases productivity because you have the production of goods and services. It reduces dependency. Dependency to the tune that one that owns their business wouldn't have to depend on the government for handouts, depend on the government for a job. Okay? And it also promotes job creation, so that being employed in your own business, you yourself have a job. But the fact that you also employ other people, okay, to work for you, and as the firm grows, you keep on employing, so you practically contributing to lowering the unemployment rate. And with that, we have other consequences, such as the lowering of crime, because more people have things to do. They have money coming in. And lowering of crime, again, helps with the economy because it boosts other sectors, such as tourism. So people might say, okay, crime is reducing, and they would want to come and visit Tobago and whatnot. So that's another indirect benefit of entrepreneurship. And again, it stimulates creativity. It forces you students, it forces us, everyone here, to think. It forces you to go out of the box, to identify an opportunity and produce for it, satisfy it in any way that you think that is above the rest. Okay? So entrepreneurship education has been touted as one of the many ways via which entrepreneurship can be encouraged. Yes, there are so many different ways that entrepreneurship can be encouraged, right? Such as probably influences from parents who were previous business owners. Access to financing, might say, well, oh yeah, just start a business, that kind of thing. Being specialized in some area. But entrepreneurship education, and in fact more recently, it has been touted as one important way in which we can help encourage entrepreneurship and increase people to start owning their businesses. So, we hear entrepreneurship education, it's going to help. But what really it is? What is entrepreneurship education? Many people think that entrepreneurship education is just about learning to start a business. We're not saying no. One of the key things in entrepreneurship education is teaching individuals how to start a business. But there are so many other different important components of entrepreneurship education. We have acquiring entrepreneurial attitudes. So yes, you might know how to start a business from the educational, the knowledge aspect of it. But that drive, that attitude, that way for you, an individual, to think differently, entrepreneurship education can foster that. Entrepreneurship education is also about teaching someone to explore their creativity. Again, forcing them to think, forcing them to become unique. And again, we have innovation. Innovation in the sense that exploring new, different approaches for ways and products, services. Entrepreneurship education teaches you how to go into that area and search for new things to become innovative. Entrepreneurship education is also about the use of inspiration and imagination. And again, that's tied to creativity and innovation. Okay? The implementation of a vision. So yes, we all here might have a vision. We might all here have a future. We probably see ourselves as something, probably a marketer, whatever. But entrepreneurship education will teach you how to reach to that vision and make it something bigger. So yes, you might want to probably be a marketer, but then entrepreneurship education can teach you how to own a marketing company. Okay? The ability to plan and manage. So it teaches individuals how to write business plans, how to manage operations, and optimum use of resources and resourcefulness. So entrepreneurship education teaches one how to maximize whatever resources they have available to them to their full potential, optimum, as well as being able to create resources to help them in their future endeavor. So, what are the key components of a good entrepreneurship education? A good entrepreneurship education should have new product development. Because, you see, people out here, consumers, always like to find things that are new, things that they think has better value to them, and it is a reason for business startups. So if you can know how to produce a new product, entrepreneurship education helps that as well. Okay, it also helps, entrepreneurship education also teaches about opportunity recognition. So it teaches one how to scan the market, find out the problems, and teaches you how to come up with a solution. Okay? Entrepreneurship education, again, should have, or good entrepreneurship education also includes market entry courses. Courses in terms of how do you scan the market, how do we enter the market, how do you react with competitors, okay? Also the legal requirements of new businesses. A good entrepreneurship program must have, it must encompass anything that teaches new businesses what they are obligated to. What are the restrictions for their specific country? Alright, so whether it's taxation laws, environmental pollution, and entrepreneurship education, they give you a good course component in that as well. Technological innovation. So yes, we're saying here that you might be a little technology advanced per se, but entrepreneurship education is going to teach you how to become innovative with that. So you can probably turn that into a market, a commercial entity. Alright, as well as how you can transfer that technology to a private business as well, from a university setting. People management. Entrepreneurship, people is one of the most important resources in a business. And entrepreneurship education, a key component is being able to teach how do you react with other people, your employees, how do you conflict management, how do you motivate your workers. And finance management, again, it's all about money. You don't want to be running a business. And entrepreneurship education teaches you about people management, of everything else, and don't teach you about finance. And you can be making a loss. You want to be able to have full control over your financial issues. And entrepreneurship education, good components, it must include all of these. Alright? And here at UTT, we have the famous IIEM, which is Industrial Innovation, Entrepreneurship and Management. It's a master's program. And we also have an entrepreneurial course. I'm trying to remember the name. Adria.
Business practices and entrepreneurship.
Business practices and entrepreneurship. That teaches all of these things here and even much, and so much more. Right? Okay. So, we know what entrepreneurship education components, we know what they have in it. We know why we should have entrepreneurship. But what is entrepreneurship education important for? What is the big hype about entrepreneurship education? Well, we have encouraging enterprising individuals. Yeah? So what we're saying is that, yes, you might come from a background where your parents are both career-oriented people, professional, business professionals, executives, and you were just exposed to that environment. But because you now get exposed to an entrepreneurship education course and you get to see, well, hey, I can start a business. It motivates you in such a way that it opens up your mind, and you can be encouraged to become a business owner and be different from your family members. So entrepreneurship education, and there was a study done in Arizona called the Berger Entrepreneurship Program. In the year 2000, they did this study. And what they saw is graduates from an entrepreneurship program, and they compared it to the graduates of business students of non-entrepreneurship program. And what they saw was entrepreneurship education graduates were 3 times more likely to start businesses than their non-counter entrepreneurship graduates in the business. Okay? So entrepreneurship education is also important for increasing business success rates and forging industry leaders. So yes, now we're saying yes, you probably know, you're probably exposed to starting a business. Your family is a shop, your father is a shop owner, your mother is a maxi driver, alright? So you probably have you're already encouraged to be an entrepreneur. But not being exposed to a formal knowledge set in a university or a course teaching you about basic practical entrepreneurship skills can impact on your business failure, because you might know how to manage accounting and people and finance. Remember the components we went through. So being exposed to entrepreneurship education will at least give you a base so that you will understand everything that you need to manage to increase your business success. It also helps firms grow. Again, stemming from the point before, the fact that you are exposed to this type of education, you will know how to look at the competition, how to make good decisions to enable firm growth. Enhancing the ability to create wealth. Again, the same study that I talked about before, what that study found was that entrepreneurship graduates, well, we need to find out that for Trinidad, but this was just in Arizona. They were #1 employed for larger firms because they were seen as assets to the firms because of innovation and their creativity and their exposure and stuff like that. And they think that these graduates were assets to the firms into helping it grow and become leaders. So because of that, you had an entrepreneurship degree, your salary was much bigger. And in addition, entrepreneurship education not only give you a degree to make your own a big salary, but the fact that you one day could become a business owner and create wealth for yourself. Producing champions of innovation. Again, entrepreneurship education teaches you, and it's important to help those who have new ideas, to help those who have something different, to bring it out in the open and start something that's different. Because some of us here might have a thought, and it's just an idea, right? We students here, we might just have an idea. But being exposed to entrepreneurship course might help you to actually take that idea from idea to product or idea to service. You know, the I2P. So it forces you to become a champion of innovation. Instead of thinking, oh gosh, this doesn't mean anything, it's just a thought, and just leave it just like that. And then there's the transfer of technology. Okay, so entrepreneurship education helps with transferring technology from university to the private sector as well. Alright? So you'll be able to use whatever technological skills that you have in a business way to help companies, or to help your business, or to help the national economy as a whole, whether you end up in the government service, wherever. Entrepreneurship education is very important for obtaining increased access to funding. Because of the fact that most entrepreneurial courses, we are forced to produce a business plan. And with that business plan, you can carry it to NEDCO or whatever funding agencies, okay? And instead of just going with an idea, pie in the sky. It also helps building a network base. Entrepreneurship education courses, they're full with guest lecturers and industry leaders coming together and holding seminars. That is how the course is delivered. And you being exposed to this, you will have a network base that you can use in your future. Creating an awareness of entrepreneurship as a possible career choice. Okay, so now you know that, yes, you can become an entrepreneur versus a worker. Increasing an individual's locus of control. Entrepreneurship education enhances one in terms of letting you know that you are in control, so that no external factors can come and hinder you in terms of your future career choices or future choices on the whole. It is important for improving a good balance of financial, economic, and workplace literacy as well. Alright? And it also attracts private sector financial contributions. Now I'll put this last because this is not what entrepreneurship education is for, but it's a perk, it comes with it. We realize, and research has shown, that universities with this type of education, they attract private sector financial contribution. So at UTT, here we get from Ministry of Trade, and we get from Lancet Roach, and we get financial contributions from those companies. So, now that we know more about entrepreneurship education, what is the status here in TNT? Alright? Well, we have a range of courses. Long ago it wasn't that accessible, but now it's becoming popular. So we have it at the junior level. We have YTEP, we have NETCO, and they offer certificate courses in entrepreneurship. They teach junior people who don't even have basic primary school or secondary school qualifications. They get access to learn about starting a business. Why are we seeing these stars here in YTEP? Well, I wanted to explore what is the impact this type of education is having in TNT. And this, in fact, is what my PhD, my postgraduate research is on. I want to look to see if entrepreneurship educations do in fact improve all the things that we explained before, right? Like what it was important for. I'm going to investigate that in the Trinidad context. Alright? YTEP, we already started to investigate them. What we did was we surveyed the students before they started the course, and then after they finished the course, to compare, to see what impact the course had on them, in terms of if they wanted to go ahead and start their business, that kind of thing. NETCO, we are yet to start a major data gathering with them in April, so that's one start. And in SAMS, well, they have an MBA in entrepreneurship, but so far we haven't got, well, in fact, they turned us down in terms of collecting data at that university. At UTT, I have executed a major data gathering there as well. UE, and it's ongoing. School of Higher Ed, they are all BBAs and MBAs of entrepreneurship. And COSTAT, everybody in COSTAT must do a foundation entrepreneurship course, and I'm going to get a sample and test them as well. CITAL and Atologja. So these are all the institutions that you can go and access entrepreneurship education. And I'm going to report on how these courses have impacted us as students. So in conclusion, I would like to say that promoting entrepreneurship is not just through education, it goes beyond that. It is required a mentality on a national level, a change into this entrepreneurial mentality. But the fact of the matter is that the formation years of our future generations is us students. So entrepreneurship education is a good way to